Hey friends, welcome back to Runaway Trains. Today we're taking a look at all of our diesel trains. We've got them all here out on the table on display, and we're going to tell you a little bit about all of our HO scale locomotives. Where would you like to start, Drake? What end?
Let's start right here. I have a lot of Santa Fe trains. So we got a 6-axle, 4-axle, a cow and a calf unit, which is a switcher engine. Got an 040. Got an same one as this one, but this one has sound, this one doesn't. I have a BNSF engine, Burlington Northern, Union Pacific, Southern Pacific, Norfolk and Western, and then I also have a Great Northern GP9, and then I have a chassis system locomotive, an Alco RS3, a GG1, Conrail, Jersey Central,
Good old New Jersey.
got an Amtrak Siemens Charger,
What's the number on that one?
2111.
2111.
Got an Amtrak F unit, BC Rail, Canadian National, another Canadian National, and the 1985 Runaway Train.
Now this 1985 Runaway Train, as you guys have probably guessed, is how we got the name of our channel, Runaway Trains. Now this is a custom though. You made this, right?
Yep.
And what did you do?
I took a couple engines I wanted to make the train out of. This one is a GP38. This one is an F7. I have two GP9s, but one of them is supposed to be a GP7, but I didn't have any GP7s. I only had GP9s.
Well, that's pretty close. You know, I can hear Manny and Buck right now yelling at each other.
And we even smashed one of the windows on that.
Yeah, that's where. What did he hit the window with in the movie? He smashed.
It was like a wrench.
A wrench
of some sort.
Or I remember like something about a fire extinguisher too. Maybe I don't know. But well, you know, can I ask some questions?
I guess so.
You know, first thing I notice here is just how colorful some of these engines are. When we came down here, I noticed this one. It looks kind of distressed or something, or weathered. What's the story with that one?
Well, I weathered this one.
How did you do it? What did you use?
I used an airbrush to weather that one.
You can see it looks like the trucks are kind of rusty and maybe like some sand or mud blew up on the sides, some dust. Not bad, you know, I like that. It gives it a little character, makes it look like it's really worked hard over its lifetime, especially compared to this guy here.
Which is clean.
It's very clean looking. I see here you have a couple sets. What do you call these?
This is a cow, and this one's the cow, and this one's the calf.
And that one is just like a powered unit with no cab. So I guess that's
why.
This
one is actually non-powered, so this is a dummy, so it's freewheeling.
But I'm saying, like in real life, that would be.
This one would be powered, and this will also be powered in real life.
And I noticed over here on the table, there was another one there.
The Canadian National.
Canadian National. And I thought I saw another one, but it didn't have the calf unit. That's, what is that one?
This one is a Southern Pacific.
And it looks like it's got the single horn there. I don't know if you guys can see the single horn. That's the Leslie
A200.
Leslie A200. That's my favorite horn on the trains. That and the Amtrak horn are my two favorite. Do you have any favorites, Drake?
Probably the Nathan P3, which is a 3-chime right there on the top.
You guys can see that, right? And, you know, all those horns, they're tuned to a special pitch. And, you know, maybe the people who really collect those and know a lot about them can probably tell you more. I find it fascinating. There's one guy, I think he's called the Horn King. that we
Yeah.
watch,
Oh yeah.
right? Horn King. He has a channel where he gets all kinds of train horns and he just tests them out, and he does a drive-by with it, and you hear him coming down the road, and then he goes "Vroom," like that with the horn cranking and blasting. And I always think, where is he doing that? You know, people who live out in that farmland, country neighborhood, whatever it is, they must hate that guy. Anyway, back to your trains here. I see a small switcher there, and then next to that, that looks like another.
This is an SW. This one's an SW. This one is also an SW, and then the Canadian National right here. These are all. This one is also an SW.
Now, you said this one here has sound, though.
Yes.
You know, I see mostly DC engines on your train table here, and with this one with the sound, you got to use a special controller to run that, right?
Yes. Which we actually have
And
the NCE power cab,
so that's what we're using for DCC, right?
DCC and sound.
And you know, I'm learning a lot from you, Drake. You're really becoming quite a train enthusiast here, and you know, it's kind of like a hobby. And anybody who's just starting out, you just got to start somewhere, and you learn as you go. We're definitely not experts. We just love trains, all kinds of trains, real life trains, model trains, and we're just having a good time as a father and son enjoying model railroading. So let's keep talking here. Now I see this BNSF. What does that stand for?
Burlington Northern and Santa Fe.
What kind of engine is this?
This is a -9.
What's another nickname for this?
They call it a hammerhead, because if I pick it up and turn it around,
Looks like a shark, kind of like a hammer. It's like I could see like there'd be two eyes on the sides there. And then what's another nickname they use for this?
they also call it a toaster,
And is this why?
because of the exhaust stack.
Sometimes they're spitting out flames and grease and fire and smoke.
3 words: lack of maintenance.
That's right. That's what I've heard too. In real life, when you see these, sometimes they're spitting out black smoke, just stinky pollution, and you'll see like oil burning down the sides and stuff.
And the sides right here will all be burnt.
So keep
That's
your
why
eyes,
they call them a toaster.
when you're out in the freight yards, keep your eyes open for those. You'll always remember hammerhead, toaster. So let's keep moving down the line. I see a couple green engines there. I remember we ran these on St. Patrick's Day.
These are my Burlington Northerns. These are made by Lionel.
Is that right?
This is an HO Lionel train. I actually have 2 of them.
And they're the same road number. How about that?
Same road number, but I'm actually going to convert one of these engines, because the GP38 on my Runaway Train, this one does not run really good. So I'm probably going to convert one of these guys.
So we'll be waiting for the warden to show up in his helicopter. For anybody who's watched the movie, you know what we're talking about. The 1985 Runaway Train movie with John Voight. All right, keep moving down the line. What we got next here?
So we got a Union Pacific, but I think this is an F40 for some reason. It's an F40.
I wouldn't know. What's special about that train? It looks different.
This one is also weathered.
And you used an airbrush for that one as well?
Yep, this one is also used by the same airbrush.
Oh, nice. And that's a nice one. I really like this guy here. What do they call that one? There's a red front like that.
They call it a bloody nose.
That's pretty cool. I love all the slang in the train world. You know, there's so much cool slang and things that railroaders say to each other that the regular civilian wouldn't know what they're talking about. Maybe the bloody nose is the hobbyist gave it that name. I would like to know, actually. I wonder if it was from the workers or from the hobbyists. But that's a very cool engine. I like that. And then we got a NW there. What is that?
This is a Norfolk and Western.
And that was a kit.
This was a kit from the whistle stop.
And who's the maker of this?
This is an Athearn blue box.
And I don't know if you guys have ever seen some of those Athearn blue box kits. You have to attach the handrails that are made out of metal. And there's a few other parts. Sometimes you attach the horns or whatever they come with. And it's a fun project. It's not like you're building the whole model. And it's very tedious, actually, to apply those handrails. And I found that using a safety pin to expand the hole where the metal goes in was very helpful. Sometimes those rails, they don't want to go in. So using a safety pin and just twirling it around expanded the hole big enough to accommodate that. And then I used a little bit of crazy glue, a little CA glue to hold it in place. Just a little tip for you. Moving down the line, what's that guy?
We have another Norfolk and Western.
Yeah. You know, that paint scheme reminds me of what I see down here with the New Jersey Central. And I don't know if that's something very common that different lines use the same colors, but I'd like that combination.
This one is an Alco RS11.
Yeah.
So we have the RS3 and then the RS11 look a little different.
Well, we'll hear more about it as we get down there. Here's a Great Northern
GP9. It's the only GP9 I have that is not a custom right now.
It also looks like one of those Athearn kits.
It's not an Athearn kit. It's just just plain old Athearn blue box.
Okay, I'm moving down here. I see a chassis.
We got a chassis system.
You know, for people out there that don't know, what does chassis stand for?
Chesapeake in Ohio.
Chesapeake. So when you see that, you'll know. And there's a cat in that logo.
Right there, you can kind of see it's like sleeping on a pillow.
And we looked up online, what does the cat mean? And there was an old promotional gimmick that they used. That was kind of a mascot that they used when they were promoting Chessie many years ago. And here, I love this Alco. It's an undecorated train. Were you going to make it a special line, or are you going to keep it that way?
We're probably going to make it something special or keep it just the way it is.
And next to that, my favorite engine of all time is the GG1. Oops, it looks like that's coming apart. I'll put that aside for a second. The GG1, they ran those on what train line originally?
Pennsylvania
Railroad. That's a special engine. That's presidential bicentennial. Now, it's got pantographs, so that tells me it's an electric train. Why is it on the table here with the diesels? Because does the electric power up some diesel generators or something, perhaps?
Probably.
I think so. This may be a faux pas. I don't know. Same as the Siemens Charger over there. Both electric or electrified engines. But if you guys know for sure that they were powering any kind of like diesel turbines or diesel generators, you let us know. We want to get this right. And I'm going to make a little more space there. I see Pennsylvania next to a Conrail.
This one has also been weathered by an airbrush, the same one.
Custom from Runaway Trains. Right?
Yep.
And New Jersey Central over there, my home state, my favorite railroad I remember from growing up. New Jersey Central through my hometown of Elizabeth, New Jersey, crossed underneath the Pennsylvania Railroad on a famous arch on Broad Street in downtown. So let's just wrap up over here. We've got what? What's that big one on the end?
This one is my Pacific Surfliner 2111. This is a Siemens Charger. So it's a diesel electric Amtrak engine.
Now with this one, are there coaches for it available?
There are passenger cars for it, but we just don't have them yet.
And the Surfliner cars, you mean?
Surfliner cars, yes.
Yeah, they're very hard to come by. I don't think they've made them yet. Everybody's gritting their teeth, waiting for them to make them available. And we're all going to jump on it once they are available. Is this a Tyco next to it, this old Amtrak?
This is a Tyco Amtrak. And it is also an F unit.
And this one wasn't running when we got it, and I think we tweaked it, made it run. And we're coming up here on these few Canadians here. BC stands for what? Do you remember?
British something rail.
British Columbia, I believe, right? You guys can let us know in the comments. CN, Canadian National. That's a beautiful cow and calf unit there. These were new old stock
Athearn blue box.
Athearn blue box, and they came with all the parts. We put them together. We installed the nice new couplers on them, and it runs beautifully. We love this train. So I think we're kind of wrapping it up here. This is our collection of HO scale diesel trains. You got any last words for us, Drake? You want me to say the final words here?
You can say them.
All right. Let's say it together. Thanks for watching Runaway Trains.
We'll
see you on the next run.